Shalom, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Racha HaKodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who learned the truth of the gospel of Yahawashi from. Honors to you brothers that are pushing the gospel of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, in all sincerity, diligence, and truth. Peace and grace and blessings be multiplied into the house of David, which is the elect, the men, women, and children that are predestined to receive salvation and to be the first fruits of the kingdom of heaven, which is the kingdom of Israel, through their faith of Yahawashi and their works to the best of their ability day in and day out, which is, the keeping of the commandments, making their calling and election sure. So this is just going to be a news and prophecy update. Okay, got a couple things that's going on in the world, as the year so-called 2022 is, in the second, the second month, midway through the second month. We're seeing a lot of things prophetically come to pass that lets us know that our salvation is drawing nigh. All right. And these things are sent. The Lord is doing these things. And for the ones of us that are watching, these are very exciting times, man. We just got to endure. All right. We just got to keep our faith, keep our integrity, keep our hope. OK, and, very soon, man, we're going to be delivered out of this place, man. All right. And as Yahawashi said, let no man take your crown. All right. Your crown of righteousness, or your crown of victory. All right. So I have a couple things here. All right. These are headlines. Came out today. The first one is inflation in Canada hits 30-year high at 5.1%, far outpacing economists' expectations. So as we see, inflation is hitting, all over the earth, man. All right. A lot of, these European, all right, or westernized countries, okay, where Esau, has his grasp on. You see the Lord is shaking things up. Okay, especially, with their, economy. Okay, and we know that these things are going to lead to a lot of disruption, or a lot of chaos within these countries. All right, and you got prophets out there in Canada, right, that has been warning of these things. All right, in the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawashi. All right, because the Lord, he set forth his prophets throughout the world, man. All right, as Yahawashi said, that is let's get it. Okay, I don't really have scriptures lined up, but we'll just roll in the spirit and let the spirit speak. Matthew 24, I believe it's in there. Matthew 24, verse, I start at 13. It says, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Okay. And that's what, part of watching, all right, part of warning is about, all right, because the warning, all right, and the watching gives you, it builds up your faith so that you can endure, all right, until the end, because seeing these things come to pass should increase your faith, all right, in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawashi, because we see that he's making good on his word, man. All right, we trust in what he said, and he's doing what he said. All right, but if you're not watching for these things, then you won't see it. All right, you won't see the Most High visiting the earth, which he made as he said he was going to do in these last days, man. All right, so when the time of trouble comes, when the time of the calamity, when the time of, the hour of temptation hits, your faith has been built, so you won't be able to endure it. Okay, which then the word endure goes into what? Suffer patiently. As Yahawashi said, in your patience possess ye your souls. But verse 14 is the point. It says, in this gospel, all right, and what is the gospel? The good news, the truth, all right, of what? Salvation, redemption, okay, being brought back to our first estate, all right, being taken from underneath the hands of our enemies, man, all right, and those that hate us, and starting with Esau, Edom, okay, being delivered from these vile bodies to get that glorious body, all right, as Yahawashi has, man, because he, he finished his course. Okay. And through Yahawashi, we will be made perfect and brought back to being the sons of God in a godly form, man, in a godly state. All right. So it says, this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. Okay, and this gospel has been preached throughout all the world because the Lord has raised up the prophets. All right, as Paul said, I think that the Most High set forth the apostles last. All right, and this is why this truth has been spread throughout the four corners of the earth, because we are in the end. All right, we're in the end of this age. And that's why also you see things like this happening in this world, because the Lord is about ready to destroy this place, this wicked kingdom. Okay, this hell that we're in, the valley of the shadow of death. The Lord is about to destroy this place, man, because this isn't our rest. As the scripture says, fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Okay. And the way the Lord is going to give us the kingdom is by taking down this kingdom. Okay, so I'm gonna get to this one last, but I'm gonna jump up. It says it's another one here. It says Kashkari says, if we raise rates really aggressively, we run the risk of putting economy into recession. Inflation or recession, pick. Great work, Fed. Okay, and the Fed is privately owned, man. Okay, by who? The central bankers, the elites of this world. Okay, which we always speak about. All right, let's get it in the book of Ephesians, the 6th chapter. Ephesians chapter 6, straight to the point, verse 11. It says, put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. All right. And a part of those wiles, all right, those cunning arts, those deceits, is him trying to, demonize the truth, suppress the truth. Okay, him deceiving the people, having them thinking that his way is prosperous, but really it leads into death. Okay, through his technology, his pseudoscience, his fake, his false lying wonders, his his left-handed miracles. All right, a lot of people are going to be deceived by those things because they don't have the armor of God. And when you go down in this chapter, Paul speaks about what the armor of God is, man. Okay, and the only ones who really have that full armor is the ones who have this knowledge, this truth. All right, the 144. All right, and starting with the 144, I should say, and that's the time it is right now, man. Okay, call Lo Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right, it says, verse 12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. All right. And these elites, whether you want to believe it or not, the people that rule this world, pursuant to Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. They're into very dark, all right, left-handed evil energy, man. Okay. And then when you watch the Super Bowl halftime show, all right, a lot of their cronies, which a lot of our people sold out to do the work of these of the wicked, all right, of these wicked elites. All right, but you see all this, their satanic symbolism, all right, their allegiance to the left hand, all right, to the wicked, the spiritual wickedness. All right, but this is what we're wrestling against, man. And how do we overcome that? By the blood of the Lamb and by the word of our testimony. Okay, that's how we overcome this devil. All right, that's how we overcome the wicked one. All right, whose coming is after the working of Satan. All right, and as we continue to bring out this knowledge, as we continue to enlighten, shine forth this light upon the world, what is it also doing? It's also revealing the wicked. Okay. And as Yahweh Shah said, that the ones who are condemned, they hate the light, man, because what? It shows forth their evil deeds, starting with who? These elites and even the wicked of our people, man. That's why ultimately we're going to be hate. We already hated, but on a heightened level as we get closer and closer to the end. The ones who are of the truth, the ones who are of the light, they're going to become more and more demonized and hated, because the light that we shine is showing the evilness that the majority of this world is involved in, man, indulged in. All right. But this is all a part of the Lord's movie. This is all a part of prophecy, man. So you got to endure that as well. Okay. But going back a little bit more, it says breaking news. Lithuania's central bank has told the country's banks to prepare for power cuts and cyber attacks. And that's the thing that's being, spoken about more and more, man. Okay, these cyber attacks. All right, that's the I believe through the spirit, that's these wicked rulers of the darkness of this world. That's their next phase, because ultimately, what do they want? They want to bring in this new NWO, this new world order. But in order for them to do that, they gotta collapse this one, and then they gotta make it seem as though there was an event that was out of their power, which really they're the ones that's making these things happen. All right, the Hegelian dialectic, right? So they bring these things, all right, manufacture these things, and then say, oh, well, we have the solution for this problem because we were prepared for these type of events. But their solution really is just a further enslavement and ultimately an allegiance, an alliance that they want the masses of the people, all right, the world to partake in, with them being subjected unto these elites as them being their God, as them being their power. All right. And that's why ultimately when you submit, when you worship that beast, when you receive his charagma, okay, which the charagma goes into a cutting, okay, and when you go into a covenant, the covenant also, that word in the Hebrew goes into a cutting, because Esau wants what? He wants really Israel, Jake, to make a covenant, all right, by way of a cutting with him. And that is what? The ultimate blasphemy against the Heavenly Father, man, because we made a covenant, all right, through our forefather Abraham, through Isaac, through Jacob. We made a covenant by a sacrifice unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. And that is the first commandment. Thou shalt not have any other God before me. Okay, idolatry. All right, spiritual fornication. And that's why the scripture says, let's get it in the book of Revelation, the 14th chapter. Revelation chapter 14, verse 8. It says, and there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, is fallen. And Babylon is what? America, man. Okay, the whore that sitteth upon this whole beast system. And the beast is who? NATO, the EU. Okay, all of these various different Edomite countries, and then the countries that have also pursuant to, what is that, Revelation 17th chapter, 18th chapter, that have drunken for wine as well, because you got a lot of countries that are not necessarily a part of the NATO, part of the beast, but they are you would call them like vassal states, so to speak. They work in tangent with the beast, although they may not necessarily be a part of NATO and the EU. All right, like the state of the 48ers. Okay, what else you got? Like South Korea, like Japan. All right, now those are just a couple to name, but hey, reading on, it says, but Babylon is fallen, is fallen. Now this is a prophecy. All right, this is something that John the Revelator saw. So these things must come to pass, man. And this is the time that we're in. We're in the time of all things being fulfilled. Okay? And for us that's in this know, this isn't a time for us to be afraid. This is a time for us to try to get even more right with the Lord, because salvation is nigh. What did Yahweh Shai say? When all these things come to pass, lift up your head, for your redemption draweth nigh, man. All right? If you are making your call and election sure, all right, if you are examining yourself daily, whether ye be in the faith, all right, these things shall excite you. Okay? You should be excited about the times that we're in, because you are looking for this day. You are anticipating this. You are hastening this day. Okay? But once again, you got to examine yourself, whether you be in the faith, man. All right? And prove yourself. Know ye not yourself? You see? But reading on, it says, Babylon is fallen, the great city, because she has made all the nations drunk of the wine of her wrath of fornication. Okay? And when you go into that, the word fornication, I believe, yeah, it's pornea, right? So you get the word porno from. Where is it? Yep. It says metaphorically, right? Because this Babylon is speaking of what? America. So Babylon can't, so America can't physically, have sexual intercourse with all nations. So, using your spiritual wisdom, you know that this is speaking metaphorically, man, parabolically. It says the worship of idols, of the defilement of idolatry, as incurred by eating the sacrifice offered to idols. All right. So it says the defilement of idolatry, and idolatry is like I said before, that sin of having a God before the Most High, man, and that's a sin worthy of death. Okay, and through that idea of idolatry, all right, Esau is going to present a scenario, all right, to where to prove your allegiance, you're going to have to do what? Get that cutting, make that covenant, which is that what? Receive that charagma, receive his stamp, his etching. You see? So, and I'm saying all this because I got, some information that I, came across that it's showing you, man, these devils are blatantly coming out and telling you exactly what they're anticipating and what they're moving towards. Okay? And it's exactly what we have been warning about through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. So that when that day comes, you can't have any cloak for your sins. All right. And as the scripture says, when that cometh to pass, lo, it shall come, then shall they know that a prophet has been among you. And those prophets were sent by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai to give you what? Warning. Now, majority of people are not taking heed, but the ones who are going to take heed are the ones who really this is for. And the rest must know it after death by pain, man. Okay? So it says prepare for power cuts and cyber attacks. You have Babylon, you have America, these politicians always speaking about that. All right, Russia might do a cyber attack and might, attack critical U.S. infrastructure. You had the World Economic Forum CEO and founder Klaus Schwab say that 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, that there's going to be a cyber attack on a global scale, man. All right. And what is that going to cause? All right. What is that going to cause? That is going to cause complete all-out hell breaking loose. So many different things are going to be affected by that, man. But that's exactly what they want. They want to affect everybody to the point of complete chaos and pandemonium so that they can bring in a solution that involves a digital identity, a digital what's the word? A digital life, so to speak, where everything is interconnected, man. The Internet of Things. All right. And we can clearly see how they're moving, they're moving expeditiously, man. T.I. voice. All right. Toward this, pursuant to Revelation 12, verse 12. Because they know they have a short time. Because why? Because the Israelites have awoken. All right. And that name, all right, of our power is being magnified on the earth. And they know the history of when Israel, Yasharallah, calls upon their power. They know that he has respect unto us. All right. That he is married unto us. That he is faithful unto us. So the more we get right, the more they get wrong. So what are they going to do? They're ultimately going to move with fervency to try to, complete that a vain mission that they have. Let's get that. All right. That enterprise that they so desperately are trying to achieve. But they're not going to get there, man. All right. They're not going to be able to fulfill it to where they have, complete dominion. over, digitally, so to speak, because the Lord is going to stop them dead in their tracks. Let me get it. Salakia. Job 5, verse 12. It says, "He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise." Okay, and Esau, because because he's the devil, all right, because the pride of his heart has deceived him. He really thinks that he's going to be able to fulfill this scheme that he has. But the Lord said, "What? The Lord is going to disappoint those schemes, those plans that he has." So he's going to attempt to do it, right? He's going to make it a thing, a mandatory action in order to, maintain a livelihood in this age. But it's not going to be the end all be all, man. No, the end all be all is going to be when he does that. That's when the Lord is going to strike him through. That's when the Lord is going to send his son back. All right. It says, verse 13, "He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong. He traps the wise in their own cleverness." And that's the beauty of the Lord, man, setting up both sides, being in control of both sides. All right. And the ones of us that has this knowledge, we know that. We know that the Most High, as the scripture says, that he dealeth in the kingdoms of men. All right. As it is also written that the heart of the king is in the hand of the Lord. So the Most High is the one that is doing is allowing Esau to do this, to ultimately set up, to trap him in his own craftiness and trap him in his own cunning schemes, man. So with that being said, all we got to do is watch. All right. All we got to do is continue to keep our watch, to continue to keep the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai's patience. All right. And that's why we are always on the watchtower. That's why we're always warning. That's why we are always edifying, which means to build up. Building up what? The body of Yahushai, which is the church. Building you up in the faith, building you up in the knowledge and the wisdom, so that day does not come upon you unawares, man. Because it's going to come upon unawares the majority of people who are going to get trapped up in Esau's cunning schemes, as it says there. But the one who is setting the trap is going to get trapped in his own trap. All right. See, we only got victory to look forward to, man. All right. We only have victory to look forward to. Yeah, we know that the straight gate is approaching. We know that the hour of temptation is drawing near and near. Yeah, when these cyber attacks hit, our lives are going to be affected. But what? The Lord said it is going to be the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. All right. Actually, there's another scripture. I will have to pull it up because it's the BLB don't got that. But let me pull it up here in the Apocrypha, 2nd Esdras, chapter, where is it? 9. 2nd Esdras, chapter 9, verse 13. It says, "And therefore be thou not curious on how the ungodly shall be punished and when, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved, whose the world is and for whom the world is created." Okay? That's what we are focused on, man. Because we know the ungodly is going to be punished. Yahushua said it. They that believe not are condemned already. They're already condemned, man. So all of these things that are coming down the pipeline, all of the scriptures also is written. Let's get that. It's also written in the book of Proverbs. Is that 11? Is it 11 and 4? Nope, 16 and 4. Proverbs 16, verse 4. It says, "The Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil." All right. So the wicked, the ones who are not righteous, the ones who have not repented, the ones who are not following the Lamb whithersoever he goeth, the ones who do not fear the Most High and keep his commandments to the best of their ability, the day of evil, which we are coming into, pursuant to Ezekiel, the 7th chapter. Okay? We're already in evil days, but that hour of temptation, that heightened time period, all right, Jacob's trouble, okay? Those, the time like never before. Those things that are going to come upon the earth, the plagues that the Most High is sending upon here, those things are meant for who? The wicked. All right? Those things are made, the wicked are made for that day, man. Because that's what? That's the day of doom, the day of judgment. All right, upon the ones who don't fear the Lord, man, upon the ones who have drunken of the wine of the wrath of the wine of the wrath of Babylon's fornication, man, committed that spiritual fornication, that idolatry. You see, but for us, hey, man, we got victory coming if we endure, right? So I wanted to go back to, yep, I'm gonna hold that here. So now let's go here, because this word is going out, but guess what? It is also prophesied that this word is not going to go out at a certain point, man. And what is the main engine for this word to go out is on YouTube, man. All right, you got the truth on YouTube. You got majority of Israelites, whether they're speaking the full truth or whether they're telling Israel that they're Israelites, but their doctrine is not pure. Where are they majorly at? It's on YouTube. Okay, so this no marvel that you got this right here being spoken, and this just came out today. It says YouTube CEO Wojcinski, however you pronounce her last name, she's a Amalekite, okay, a small hat, 48er. It says recommends government pass laws to gain more control over online speech and elsewhere. So now they blatantly coming out and saying
our recommendation of governments.
They're blatantly coming out and saying, look, man, F your First Amendment rights. We got to stop. And it's really who's really the ones that is a threat into their enterprise, a threat into, you see all these faces, all right? The red man, who's the ones that's really a threat to the red man? Now, if the red man is a liar and the father of it, as Yahweh Shai said, and we are speaking the truth, because Yahweh Shai is the way, the truth, and the light, and Yahweh Shai is in us, whose speech is really the threat to them? Whose speech do they want to pass laws to mitigate, to stop? None other than who? The Israelites, man. Okay? Because us speaking in the power, all right, of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is bringing down their strongholds. Let's get it, is bringing down everything that they've tried to build. Because they've built a society, a world based off of deception and lies. But now the truth is being brought forth and sprung forth. And that's doing what? That's crippling their agenda. Yep. 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 4 says, for the weapons of our warfare, let's start at 3. For though we walk in the flesh, right? We're in the flesh and bones and blood and skin. We do not war after the flesh. All right. Why? Because as we just read in Ephesians, this is a spiritual battle, man. Okay. Esau, these elites, they're doing spiritual battle on the left-hand side. And the majority of our people are just completely unaware because they already lost the spiritual battle, man. They've already fallen victim to this warfare. But the remnant's sake, the remnant of Jacob is standing up because they got the breath of life in them. All right. And that's why in the book of Ezekiel, the 37th chapter, it says once that breath was put into them, they extended what? An exceedingly great army. And what is an army for? An army is for war. Now, we're not warring after the flesh at this point, but we're warring after in the spirit, man. Because the Lord have awoken, starting with 144,000 spiritual soldiers. And then the rest of the first fruits, the men, women, and children, okay, that believe, man, the believers. Those are all spiritual warriors, man. And Esau is seeing that, and he's afraid. He's afraid because those spiritual warriors are now and they're now as good soldiers, man. And they're not distracted by the things of this world. They're not entangled with the carnality of this world. They have through Yahweh Shai mortified the members of the members of their body. All right, their minds have been cleansed through the washing of the word. And the only thing that they're focused on is what? Is winning this spiritual war. Okay? Is pushing out this truth. Is destroying the lies that have been overtaking this world by this devil, man. All right? That's our battery, our energy is charged by truth, man. And that is causing a great disruption in the devil's agenda, in his plan, which is why now they're moving so quick toward that complete totalitarian way of life, man. Complete dominance over the people. All right, it says, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds. All right, it says, to knock down strongholds of human reasoning and to destroy false arguments. Okay, and who comes with those false arguments? Those lying wonders, man. Okay, Esau, Edom. Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of the Most High. All right, and it says in the 2 Thessalonian, the son of the man of sin, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself against all that is called God. Who is that? That is who? Esau, Edom, the wicked rulers of the darkness of this world, starting with their elites and all of, like I said, and all of that, the whole lineage of Esau, and the ones who take hold of him, the ones who have taken hold of his side, man, the ones who have gotten drunk off of his ideologies, of his way of life, which is a false and an abominable and a blasphemy way of living, man. All right, and the Most High beholds that. He sees that, and that's why the day of judgment is nigh at hand. It says, in bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Hamashiach. And that's what we're doing, man. All right. Through the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakha Kodash, the ones who are foreknown from the foundation to be obedient, when they hear these words, what? They repent, they turn back, and they walk in that obedient path, man. No matter how hard it gets, no matter the persecution, no matter the tribulation, no matter the separation from friends and family, they're being obedient unto Yahweh Shai, man. All right, and doing so comes with a reward, comes with everlasting life, comes with immortality, comes with dominion over the nations. All right, getting us back to our first estate. That is the condition of the battle. That is what we are fighting for. It says, in having in readiness to revenge all obedience when your obedience is fulfilled. And that's why we continue to warn, all right, and to bring out this knowledge, man, so that the elect can continue to be obedient, all right, and the ones who have not heard yet that are part of the elect, they can hear it, and then they, as Yahweh Shah say, my sheep hears my voice, and they return to the Lord and be obedient. And once that obedient number, as it says in 2nd Ezra, the 2nd chapter, that number, O Zion, that you have longed for is fulfilled. Once that number is completely sealed, those obedient ones are sealed. Guess what's going to happen? the revenge of the disobedience is going to take place, man. And we can clearly see that we're in those times where that elect, if it's not already sealed, is just about sealed, man. Because prophecies is these end time prophecies is hitting at an all-time high, man. All right. So let's listen to this.
Our recommendation, if governments want to have more control over online speech, is to pass laws to have that be very cleanly and clearly defined such that we can implement it. There are times that we see the laws being implemented or being suggested that they're not necessarily clean or possible for us to cleanly interpret them. And we've also seen sometimes there's laws passed just for the internet as opposed to for all speech. And I do think that's a dangerous area when we start to get in and say, oh, sure, you could say something like this in a magazine or on TV, but you can't say it on the internet. Our recommendation, if governments want to have more control over online speech, is to pass laws to have that be very cleanly and clearly defined.
You hear that? If they want to have more control over online speech, this is the CEO of YouTube. She is recommending that governments pass laws so that that are cleanly are more worded differently, that are more explicit into what somebody can or cannot say, which goes right against. That's why the scripture says, man, that woe unto them that write laws, prescribes unrighteous decrees, man. Because Esau, being the devil, he has a so-called constitution, all right, and your amendments. But then these private sector companies. Really, this is not even a private sector company; it's a public sector. Oh, is it? It might be private. I'm not sure. YouTube might be private, but they're basically is telling the governments to pass laws so that we can enforce these online speeches, because as of right now, we can't tell people to not say certain things, man. Now, of course, they have, so their medical misinformation and there's hate speech and all these things. However, Jake, the truth going out still, we have adopted, we have been able to still push out this word, and the ones using so-called other names or code names, but they want it to be very cleanly defined that, let's say a Hebrew Israelite, their ideology cannot be online. They cannot be, their ideology cannot be published online. All right. Anybody who comes in the name of Yahweh and Yahushai, whatever they speak is banned. That's what they ultimately are going to get to a point, man. Anybody who speaks against these type of things, all right, whether it be, if you say anything against a sexual orientation, you can't speak online. Now, the scriptures clearly outlines the righteous and the wicked way of engaging in the do. All right, I can't even call what home they do, because that can't even be considered sex. All right, because sex is defined as a cutting. All right, and that can only happen when a man inserts into a woman. But regardless of that, things like that. So ultimately, you have an idea, you have a belief. If it goes against their laws, which we can clearly see that the way that Babylon is set up is contrary to the laws of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So they will come out and say, these laws that we have, you can only speak according to these laws that we have on the books. And because their laws are contrary to the laws of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, that means that what we speak can't be publicized, which ultimately leads into the prophecy of what? Of the famine of the word, man. Okay? And that's something else that is soon to take place. And people think that us not speaking is detrimental to us. No, it's not detrimental to the ones who believe. See, all things work unto the good of them that love the Lord. The famine of the word is although it's aggravating when brothers brothers put up videos and they take them down, they strike our channels, because we right now have this urge, this desire, this fire in our bones to speak. But once it comes to a position to where they literally prohibit us from saying anything, that is not detrimental to us. That's detrimental to the ones who have not received the word, who have not believed the word, who have not repented, and who have not believed on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, who doesn't have the knowledge of what things are going down and why they are happening. Okay, that's who is going to be detrimental to. It's not going to be detrimental to the prophet. The word is in us. It's not going to be detrimental to the believer, the one who is edified, who is built up, the body of Yahweh Shai, the lively stones, because the word is in you. It's going to be detrimental to the ones who the word is not in. All right. Amos 8:11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. Now in Romans, it tells you that faith comes by hearing, right? Let's get it real quick. Faith comes by hearing. So if there's going to be a famine of hearing the words of the Lord, Romans chapter 10, verse, where is it? 10, verse 17. It says, so faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of the Most High. Okay? Jump to 14. How then shall they call upon him whom they have not believed? Faith. And how shall they believe in him in whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher, a prophet, a teacher? So you get faith by hearing the word. You hear the word by way of a preacher, somebody who was sent to give you the word. So if the Lord said that he's going to send a famine in the land, and it's not a famine of bread nor a thirst for water, but of hearing of the words of the Lord, what is that essentially going to do? That's going to now make faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai inaccessible, because it's going to be inaccessible to the ones who were predestined to be disobedient and not have faith. So that, and guess what? Without faith, it's impossible to please the Lord. So if it's impossible to please the Lord because you don't have faith, because you haven't heard the word, because there's a famine, because now the prophets, the preachers are now prohibited, now you are susceptible. Now you are on the hit list of the Most High. Because if you don't got faith in the Lord, then now the Lord is an enemy to you. Now you have become an enemy to the Lord, and he's going to do what? It tells you in the book of Revelation, the 22nd chapter, the unbelieving, all right? It says the fearful and the unbelieving, and the adulterers and the whoremongers and the fornicators and all liars, the sorcerers shall have their part in the lake of fire, which is the second death. So if you are unbelieving, if you are faithless of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, then guess what? That means you are set to be destroyed by way of fire, man. Okay? So they thinking them doing this is detrimental to us. No, that just means that the Lord has now had his elect hear the word, because now there's no more need for the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai to be spread throughout the four corners of the earth, because the elect have been heard, they heard it, they repented, and they are now sealed. It says, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even unto the east, and they shall run to and fro, and to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. Because guess what? In that day, the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is going to be precious. All right? It's going to be the one thing that is going to make sense. And just like in that book, that movie, the Book of Eli. All right? All out, it was a post-apocalyptic setting, man. All out chaos. All right, despair everywhere. And what did that man want? He wanted the book. He wanted the words of God. And he said, I need the book. I need that book. They'll listen if I have that book. Because this word and this scriptures is not just no ordinary book, man. These are words that come from the heavens, from the Creator himself. All right. So now I have this here, and I'm not going to read this whole thing. All right. But I'm going to try to hit key points real quick, because going on to what is everything that is happening in the world, you still got these devils that got this agenda, all right, this enterprise, that charagma, all right, and that's a major prophecy that we are closely coming into, which ties into what? Digital identity, the blockchain, the blockchain, the central bank digital currency. Okay, Esau basically being gods by way of this human slash techno what do you call it? Transhumanism, man. You know, human slash technology combining together, and him being the originator of this. So this came out February 22nd. February. This came out this month. It says advancing digital agency, the power of data intermediaries. Now, the premise of this whole thing is right here. I'm going to tell you. It says this report. It says the solution. This report explores the opportunities and risks of data intermediaries and specifically third-party digital agencies. From data trusts to data trusted digital agencies, the report paints a picture of a world that is more empathetic to people and to companies, providing greater certainty for data sharing as a foundation for innovation through the introduction of a trusted third party. Crucially, it suggests levers of actions for both the public and private sectors to ensure a future-proof digital policy environment that allows for a seamless and trusted movement of data between people and technology that serves them. So they basically are trying to create they call it a trusted digital agent, all right, to make decisions for you based off of your digital identity. Okay, that's what is happening. That's what this whole, movement is towards, man. And this, like I said before, goes into the Internet of Things, goes into the blockchain. This is also going to tie into the CBDC. And this is ultimately the way they're going to incorporate this all together, the way they're going to tie humans into this digital world. All right. Human, as it says, the human technology interaction is going to be by way of the what? The charagma. Okay? That is what's going to be the tool that enables humans and technology to seamlessly share data. All right? Transhumanism through the what? You see that? The ones, the zeros and ones. Transfer of data from humans to technology, technologies to humans through what? Through this charagma. Okay. Now they didn't put the word, they didn't put the chippy in here. However, because what I try to do is just type in try to find word search, and I typed in the chippy, but that didn't come up. But what did come up is Metaverse. But hold on, because there's another piece that I wanted to read. All right, page 7. Where is it? Right here. It says a new approach. It says, what if there was a better way? What if you could outsource the decision-making fatigue to a trustworthy third party? So it's basically talking about a quick synopsis of the problem of notice and consent. When you're online and you got to read all these, the fine print, so to speak, the fine print, because of technology. A lot of people use technology without knowing what information is being shared, what personal data is being shared, right? So they're saying, oh, look at this new approach we have. What if there's a better way? What if you could outsource the decision fatigue to a trustworthy third party? What if you could pre-consent to your preferences so that you did not need to continuously opt in? What if technology allowed you to outsource your decision making even further? So you're not even, they're setting up paeo, causing a society to where when you are digitally involved in everything, and they're saying that everything is moving towards digital, right? All right, that's what the fourth industrial revolution is all about. All right, the metaverse, all these things is about your life is now being consumed or immersed in a digital form. Okay, so they're saying, now what if you can have a third party make all your decisions for you digitally, so you don't even gotta make decisions. This what they call it, the digital to a digital automated agent, potentially using artificial intelligence which could actively make those decisions for you. All right. And this artificial intelligence is created by who? All right. See, the Most High gave us our own intelligence through what? The brain. All right. Your cognitive, your ability to understand, your ability to critically think, your ability to use wisdom. And that's why the scriptures told you that wisdom is the principal thing. But Esau saying, nah, F that wisdom that you got through the creator. I got wisdom that is better than that. I got a decision-making tool that is better than what you can decide, better than what the Most High gave you, what God gave you. Trust my decision-making. All right? And what is that? That's until him saying, trust me. I'm God. I can give you a way to make decisions that you don't even need to, use what the creator gave you. Use what I gave you. Okay? It says, which could actively make those decisions for you. All such scenarios require the enlisting of an intermediary. Is the world, listen to this, is the world ready for such a radical and human-centered approach to managing a data relationship via a third-party data intermediary? Elements of such a sophisticated and nuanced data ecosystem already exist, but the appropriate policy frameworks are far from being in place to make such a scenario viable at a systematic level. See, they want this to be a part of the system. But what they got to do first? They got to take down this system. So in order to create a scenario with a viable systematic level, they got to destroy this old system. And that's why they're all talking about these cyber attacks and all these different things that's going to basically create the world that we know it, make this world that we know it obsolete. All right. They showed you that in the movie Transcendence with Johnny Depp. It says, in addition to asking this question, this report also explores the secondary effects of such a scenario through the examination of relevant use cases and ask what actions public and private sector actors can take when probing such issues for the benefit of building a more robust, human-centric, and sustainable data ecosystem. All right. And that's why that whole health emic was all about. Because what did the health emic really produce? Your digital P. Okay. The digital passport. That's what really came of all that. All right. And that's something that is now embedded in society now. All right. Problem, reaction, solution. Let's jump now on a page. Which one was it? We're almost done. Page 21. All right, it says moving towards trusted digital agencies. Where was it? It says a digital ID is the electronic equivalent of an individual's identity card. It is a way to provide verified personally identifying information of an individual for a software to read and process. Both online and offline environment can adopt digital identity. So it's not even you got to be online for this. They're making it to where you could be online and offline. Because what? Human-centric technology, all right? Human technology shared data back and forth seamlessly. Okay? But remember, they need a tool for this to make it, for this to work. And that tool is going to be that charagma that they're going to put inside the human, and that charagma will be able to be used digitally to transfer data. All right, it will be the medium of exchange between consumer and producer. Okay, buying and selling. This is what John the Revelator saw, man. And you can clearly see it because this is what they're pushing toward day after day, man. Non-stop. All right, it says, and it can also act as a key by storing and deploying permissions. Carefully designed and properly managed, digital ID can also enhance private protection and reduce the rise of identity fraud, since each time only minimum information is needed for authentication, for the specific purpose. Some of the biometric-based digital ID systems have already been adopted in financial transactions. See, that's the causative, the paeo. They're setting this. They're making ready for this transfer to the fourth industrial revolution. All right, it says, in a cash-free shopping experience, such authentication and authorization processes can be completed in real time and free of hassle. Good digital identity has 5 key components as defined by the multi-stakeholders group created by the World Economic Forum. Who are these stakeholders? All right, those are your elites. Okay, those are the stakeholders, man. Just like what that guy Aaron Russo, when he said he was speaking to one of the insiders, Nick Rockefeller, and he asked him, "What's the end goal? What's the end goal?" And he said, "The end goal is to what? It's the charagma, everybody." It says useful, inclusive, secure, offers choice, fit for purpose. Now, we're going to jump to here, all right? And we're going to end it out with here. It says, where is it? Boom. It says I'll start at the top. Individuals can already use decentralized identity solutions, for example, personal data servers to import their personal data and on-device data storage, from banking and healthcare information to social media data, and use them directly for identity authentication and data access authorization with apps and websites. This technology can empower users to take control of their personal information, increasing data portability. Let's read this table. Evolution for digital identity solution and how they can help. So what is happening now, the digital ID, is consent, right? It says traditional intermediaries. So this is how digital ID is transferred. Human ID is transferred digitally. It says, and users consent is transferred by web browsers. All right, that's why you got your cookies, you got your password saves, all right, apps and mobile devices. All right, on your mobile device, you can store certain things of your personal information. Okay, so that's how right now human ID is transferred digitally. There's no means of a connection seamlessly by way of a cutting, right? Now let's see. It says evolution. Shift controller to user. Personal data storage, on data storage, and more advanced data intermediaries. So the traditional intermediaries got advanced to what? Smart devices. So now you could wear an Apple Watch where it can basically, it's a wearable, so it can tell you your heart rate. It can tell you, how many miles you ran. All right, things like that. So it's advanced. It's an advanced level of what is tradition. But listen, what they want in the future. Okay, what they're trying to get with this digital agency. All right, this digital agent. I forgot what the first technology digital agent or something like that. But this is what they're looking for. Let's make this closer. Agency, next level of digital intermediaries embedded in body, devices, homes, cities, etc. Okay, that is what embedded in bodies, taking technology, taking those smart devices, and now advancing them into embedded in your body, which is what what we have been speaking about, man. The MOB. There's hey man, there's no way around it, man. And anybody telling you otherwise, any teacher out there telling you that this isn't the charagma, you better run full speed away from them, man. Because this is clear. Next level data intermediaries embedded in bodies, devices, homes, and cities. Smart cities. Everything interconnected. You are literally connected with everything. And your data is connected to everything. Your personal data, your medical data, your financial data is all transferred through this embedded body technology. Okay? A fundamental level, all right, this goes to characteristics. I'm just going to read what they have for the future. All right? Because the future is now. All right? Because these devils, they know they got a short time. It says a fundamental level of ID proving and verified attributes remains. I am really who I say I am. Yeah, because if your charagma is only your charagma, then you can't get that. Somebody can't steal your information. Okay? It says focus shifts from only verified attributes and credentials to profiles and inferences about a person. Fluid boundaries between data storage agents and data managed on individuals' behalf. Okay? Fluid. Scan and go. Yep, this is me because it's my hand. And it's connected to my charagma. It's connected to my hand. So the information that you're about to receive is my information. Okay? This is where they're going with this, man. Okay? And these devils are coming out and plainly telling you. But the ones who are watching, all right, and listening are hearing this, man. The majority of people, they're going to think, oh, this is great. This is a great technology. All right? And they're going to worship this image. And they're going to receive that charagma. And that's going to be to their destruction. All right, Job 15, verse 6, it says, thine own mouth condemneth thee, and not I. Yea, thine own lips testify against thee. So they're coming out and telling you exactly what they're trying to do, man. What they're about to get ready to move this system towards. That's why they're constantly talking about cyber attacks, because this system right now got to go. The traditional way of Esau society has to be removed so Esau can bring in his heightened level of what he wants, man. Where he can feel like he's God and he has complete control over everyone through their technology. But they're coming out and telling you, man. Was that Isaiah Psalm 64? It says what? The Most High will let their tongue fall upon them. But we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. And I'll close it out with that. Okay? We're not ignorant of Satan's devices because the Lord has given us the eyes to see and the ears to hear, man. All right? 2 Corinthians 2 verse 11. It says, least Satan shall get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. All right? So Satan will not outsmart us. And who is coming after the working of Satan? Esau, Edom. For we are familiar with his evil schemes. And how are we familiar with it? Because the Most High has given us this wisdom. The fear of the Most High is the beginning of wisdom. He has given us the wisdom of this devil, man. Okay? And that's why we're able to see right through what he is doing. Okay, so, with that, Lord willing, this was edifying unto the elect. All right, this has been another installment of the news and prophecy. All right, Lord willing, this is edifying, uplifting unto the elect. Stay watching. Okay, stay with your eyes single, man, because we are in those times of this devil moving, but we also know that those things must come to pass in order for our salvation to come, man. So, with that, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Till next time, Shalom.